Committee will now resume. I ask that we all be upstanding, please. Let us all say the Lord's Prayer together. Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and glory, forever and ever. Amen. Please be seated. Members, we are pleased to have the officer of Head 3, the Minister of Agriculture and Livestock Development, now with us, with his team, to join us in this proceeding. Mr. Prime Secretary, this is not a exercise to you. You've been part of it in the past. We are now bringing out an inquiry to the 2026 Appropriation Bill 2025. We are so pleased to welcome you to be part of this proceeding this morning, and as usual, you know the modality of this proceeding. We will be asking questions and answers. Thank you, Honorable Leader. Honorable Chair of the Public Parliamentary House Committee. Thank you.
Morning.
And again, Secretary, you've been part of these proceedings in the past, so I'm sure that you know the procedures and the protocols involved in the inquiry, the Public Accounts Committee. So I'm sure that you yourself and good self and the team will know exactly the proceedings that we are doing right now. We are now into Head 03. Let me just bring you to your attention, some of the feature of the what is welcome to the proceeding we have just commenced, Honorable Leader, Member for Auckland. The trend over the past 5 years have shown that I think you have bid it so well, and congratulations on your successful bidding. There seems to be an increase in terms of the quantum that has been made available to the Ministry for next year, a slight decrease on a year-on-year basis, particularly comparing 2025 to 2026. Nonetheless, you still have a bigger share of the, so to speak, of your bid. I think you've been very, very successful in doing that. That seems to have shown in the, even though it's what I've said, that on a year-on-year growth, there's a reduction of some 3.6%, but I think you still have a bigger share in terms of what you have bidded for. And I will leave other members of the committee to ask in detail what has been involved in the bidding, the ones that have some most significant movements in terms of what is being allocated for 2026. But let me just, it's something in terms of what has been featured in the fiscal strategy document, which I know that these have been part of your discussion with the Ministry of Finance, in the way that, the fiscal strategy document has been, that logging, which is one of the mainstay of the economy in terms of earning on the foreign reserve, generating income flow to the country, feeding into the consumption, spending, and generally, generating the economic activity in the country has poised to have dropped this year and also next year. And the hope is now being put into the primary sector. Most of, that have been identified is mining, agriculture, fishing, and tourism. So I think that's probably the reason why you have been giving a good award in terms of your bidding for this year. If that is the case, we would want to hear from you on that as well too. In terms of what you are going to lift in next year and the contribution on the economy, we would want to hear from you. What's the kind of the targeted figures that you are looking at in terms of production figures, copra, for instance, cocoa, palm oil, and other agricultural related investment. So can we start off with that? What will the sector be involved with and next year? And what's the production target that you are looking at in lifting the burden out of the logging sector and getting our economy on some kind of a better transitioning position going forward into the future? Start off with that, PS, please.
Thank you, Chairman. First of all, we want to bring greetings from our Honorable Minister, Franklin Wasi, to the esteemed PAC members and yourself, Chair. And secondly, we sincerely thank you for inviting us to be part of this PAC hearing for next year's fiscal envelope. Before going into details, I would like to introduce my team so that we know who is here with us. On my left is our Deputy Secretary, Technical, Michael, and on the far left is our Deputy Secretary, Corporate, Ms. Elda. And here in front, at my right, is our Deputy Secretary, Special Duties, Simon, and our project manager for one of our bigger donor-funded projects, the World Bank-funded Solomon Islands Agriculture and Rural Transformation Project. At the back, we have the Supervising Director for Livestock, far right, James. Next to him is the Supervising Director for Extension, Mr. Roy, and right behind me is the Director for Planning, Mr. Danny, and next to him on my left at the back is our new first ever female Director for Biosecurity, Ms. Jean Eroa, and at the far end is another project manager of one of our bigger donor-funded project from IFAD, International Fund for Agriculture and Development, for Agriculture Investment for Market and Nutrition, AMIN in short, Ms. Samantha. We actually came last Friday with a much bigger team. Unfortunately, 3 of them left over the weekend to attend a conference in New Caledonia and Samoa. So a smaller team turned up this morning. Nonetheless, thank you so much again for opportunity, and by me trying best for both English and Pidgin, if that is fine, Chairman. So thank you. This year, our budget for recurrent was 40 million, and development budget was 50 million. And next year's budget estimate, the development estimate, almost 47 million recurrent, and development budget dropped from 50 million goal of 40 million. So overall, our recurrent made up 53% of the total budget for next year, Ministry Yumi, combining recurrent and development budget. But also overall, me feel like for highlight team that our total budget may decline by 3.2 million next year from this year's fiscal envelope. Mifala also try for doing realigning block at the development programs and project activities below ministry. For instance, this year we have 6 development programs and about 60 project activities. And out of that, we've managed to utilize around 55% of the funding allocated for development activities this year. Next year, Mifala try for streamline and reduced the development programs from 6 to only 2. So now we only have 2 development programs for next year and about 29 project activities, a huge reduction from the 60 project activities. So that is that. Now, me like for also highlighting the areas of focus that me like for focus lab. Next year, we acknowledge the ongoing challenges that we face with our revenue, and we firmly believe agriculture is one of those revenue sources that can act as the low-hanging fruit, so to speak, for boosting quick time revenue Blayumi. And so we want to focus our efforts on providing support to farmers, including regular transport and subsidy to our farmers. Mifla also like focus lo cocoa and coconut, in particular copra, kava, rice, cassava, taro, and small livestock, piggery, poultry, honey, plus cattle. And also next year, under our development budget, Mifala like for providing assistance local registered associations Blayumi, including our church youth groups and associations under our churches, with the acknowledgement that many of our churches, they have bigger registered land parcels in the country compared to any other organizations. Mifala like for sharing some good news this year. Due to several factors, including the high price of copra and cocoa, world market price, we've really performed well. Huge thanks to our struggling farmers out in the provinces and the smaller interventions coming from ministries and other stakeholders. For instance, export Blayumi block copra last year had me around 7,900 metric tons all of last year. But as of January this year until end of October, we are sitting at 12,600 metric tons of copra. And the revenue is also doubled that of last year. Same with cocoa. Cocoa, the total export for the whole period of last year was 5,100 metric tons. And this year alone, from January until end of last month, October, we are already sitting at 6,500 tons of cocoa, and it's the new historic high for Solomon Islands. The last highest we reached was in 2011, and this year is the new historic high for Yumi. So I think these are some of the low-hanging fruits that Mifala like for focusing activities Blayumi law next year. We also want to highlight one major ongoing challenge that Mifala facing, and that's to do with shipping. Regular shipping is always a problem with the ministry, especially for our farmers. Like last month, MV Florence, Mifala Wakawete Moket, Sende Moket lo Ranonga. I think only 6 villages normally there, and then filled up with 6,000 copra bags. And the rest of Ranonga still have more than 4,000 copra bags sitting along the seashores. That's the reality that we face. So we've read the projection from Ministry of Finance and the report from CBSI that if we can focus our input on agriculture, and specifically for copra and cocoa next year with certain targets, we can grow by 5%. That's the projection they have. And we see that for next year, for this year, the target was 15,000 metric tons copra and 5,000 metric tons cocoa. For cocoa, we've surpassed. And next year, Okata put him as a, next year is also 5,000. But our metric ton target for cocoa next year is between 7,000 to 8,000. In fact, 9,000. This year, Hemi 7,000 target Blayumi. We're already sitting at 6,500.
That's cocoa.
That's for cocoa. Next year, our target is 9,000, although target blow CBS and MOFT is 7,000. Now, target blow next year, we're giving Yumi is 22,000 metric ton. This year, Hemi 15,000. We are now sitting at almost 13,000 metric ton. So we hope that by December, we should reach the target for this year. And the next year, as long as ship Hemi provided and we continue to maintain the high price of copra, then we can reach more than the 22,000 metric ton. But the question comes that, okay, why not we don't focus on value adding? Yes, that's the long-term goal. For now, we think that we want to strengthen our existing comparative advantage. So this is based on the data that currently we have 28,000 hectares of coconut, which if we go by the spacing, that's about 5 million standing trees of coconut across the whole nation. And for cocoa, we have 19,000 hectares of standing trees of cocoa. These are based from data law 2017 yet. And so that's about 11 million cocoa trees. So our target, final target for cocoa, if we can reach 12,000 metric tons. Hemna like reaching by 2028. So I think these are some of the activities. The final one like for Azim Noma is the shift. We've shifted 10 million, supposed to be $10 million from our DB to recurrent, with the intention that the shift is to support our donor-funded projects that sit in the ministry. The two largest ones are for the World Bank and IFAD, and we have another 4, which is UNICEF and Japanese government and FAO. And then we have 2 additional new ones coming up next year, amounting to around 15 million USD. So we have a lot of donor-funded projects. That's why we took in a new DS Special Duties. So it provides the overall coordination and synergies between our different donor-funded projects within the ministry. When we find out from the budget, we fell short by the 10 million. Instead of the whole 10 million being shifted to recurrent, okay, only allocating 6.7 million. Now, this fella shift me fella requesting, but nonetheless, we are happy with what we have, and we will do all that we can to improve not just the economy, but food security and livelihood. Finally, we are doing some trials on rice, and we are harvesting it tomorrow. 3 months rice with close collaboration from our partners from Jiangsu Academy of Agricultural Sciences. And next year, our target for rice is to establish 10 hectares of high standard commercial rice farming here on Gora Canal, and another 21 hectares lo yumi across lo Malaita, since Jiangsu hemi garam sister relationship with the Malaita province. On cover, that's also another area that you may like for focus next year. This year, approximately just around 30 metric tons of cover na you may export him. And we've met with cover buyers from US last week, and the potential for cover is so huge. So this is one area too that you may try for work there. There are several areas that have inside low budget, but we will be working closely with the donor-funded projects. For example, we have some market access facilities where we already established them now for treating fruits infected by fruit flies. So like mango, papaya, and guava, we have the treatment facility for exporting now, plus pineapple. So we've received a strong interest from companies abroad for particularly pineapple and guava. In terms of finally livestock, we continue to have a huge challenge with livestock, which is the high cost of livestock feed. And every year, you may continue for assisting our livestock farmers blame you without addressing the underlying issue or the fundamental issue. So we've started a small collaboration with a company called Organic Product, where we allow market for innovative market facilities belum left over from the Pacific Games KG6 farm, and we allow mod using free of rent. And now they're conducting feed trials and feed production those facilities. We've also constructed a small slaughter facility funded by World Bank, also at the same venue KG6 farm. In terms of revolving fund, our special duty will provide additional update to it. But for next year, we are discontinuing the revolving fund based on the advice from PAC. And so we've shifted to a subsidy program for our farmers. And we are open to working with DBSI too. In fact, the IFAD funded project, AIMN, will actually put the revolving fund with DBSI. So by me stop there and leave him esteemed members chair. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Please, you come a good spread law, the sectors inside law, subsectors inside law sector. Ask him normal law side law, copra and cocoa statement. With the steady increase in the production and the income flow that you have referred to, is that how would you express that in terms of the input that may come out of government budget relate to directly government increase in funding to those sector, or is it basically from the donors, or is it generated out of some kind of a market increase in the market, and therefore rural farmers themselves, go out and then source some income or funding from other funding sources? How would you relate that? Is it related to budget increase or?
Thank you, Chairman. It's all of those factors, but the biggest one is from the market. As long as you look at normal price blow, both commodities increase, every plantation low country clean automatically. So a lot of our rural farmers, they have more money than those of us sitting here in Honiara. And then with the
So
small,
it is not necessarily from government.
both. And although price is high, the purchasing now, okay, no the purchasing capital. So this is where government have come in lohem, plus donor funded projects. For example, agribusiness producer organizations under World Bank, Lomakira, Gwale, and Malaita. They've also assisted many of our, almost 90 of them, ABPO farmers and associations, these 3 provinces. So all of this combined, plus the little bit regular shipping, we provide him certain parts, the provinces blame help him movement goods for Kasema Honiara.
So can you point to the recurrent or development budget that represent him that kind of funding over the past 3 years that give rise to that kind of an increased production?
The only recent one by Misave point lahem now is under the commercial agriculture, not cocoa and coconut support program where ministry hem garem.
So I'm going to law like price stabilization or
no hem no this fella purchasing capital we give him through law
so shipping na,
shipping plus revolving fund.
Oh, I see. So how many farmers that translate to?
So far, first one year, 57 fala recipients,
57.
Yes.
So that 57 give rise to that increase to about 7,000 or 6,000?
No, according to our data, they contribute about 1,000 metric ton. Of
the rest them come from
the market.
From the market
itself.
Itself.
Yes, from the market, open market.
So we can comfortably say that the government hasn't actually put in a fair or reasonable amount of support for really helping all the rural farmers play, you mean? Would that be a fair comment to say?
We need more intervention from the government.
But, from you can admit that government has not put in better resourcing, to help support rural farmers, especially in the areas of, like in particular, copra or cocoa, even though, we have some marked increase in the way that productivity may come out in those sectors, but
I agree. Yes.
Okay. So I think it would be a fair thing for me to record it now. Any other comments from all the others? It's small Malay, please.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Chairman. Me want to join me for commending PS and his team for this excellent report. Happy to mas long kind report also. Question below me policy issue where me want to serve also what non ministry thing I think part of question below me little bit touch him now in terms of coconut oil vis-a-vis copra or copra vis-a-vis coconut oil. But going from question below you, Chairman Longo, I think the PS had me tell him that standing trees in Garemia low copra, if me recall well, 28 hectares of standing trees, cocoa, 19,000. Me like Savio also how much input now you mean local money me put on there. How long now? Or the trees just stop now? No, not something also 1988 or also not stand up here. How much have we put in terms of assistance long farmers for reaching And I see that you're looking at increasing it, but how not by increasing here? You spoke about subsidy scheme, which I think I'm not one fellow where maybe one for a significant boost lohem in the 70s and 80s. Increase him acreage long two fala cocoa and copra production. So me like Save, how much now you may put them inside for increasing trees long cocoa and long hot coconut. Then this other policy aspect long him, especially normal copra also. Copra go up, but me like Save, what now? Any report you got him long coconut oil production? You got him any whether you need to do him okay or have not go up no more or and also. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Thank you, Chairman and esteemed member of PSC. Yes, thank you. I will admit that we don't have the percentages of the level of intervention block government compared to private interventions from individual farmers or groupings. But for example, even me seleva me go at planting coconut this time lo on selen blomi too lo home without any help from the ministry. Most of the coconuts that you may refer lo heme, these are coconuts from 80s, 90s, or even before 80s, yeah. And we are glad that okay, still yielding fruits yet, but they are no longer yielding at the maximum fruiting block at that. And usually coconut them take 3 to 5 years, yeah, before hemi fruit. Only lo mi fallo pensilo vangunu noma hem 2.5 years. Then look at the fruit. So I'm quite faster than other regions play me our country. This year, me fala even yet for starting replanting program block coconut, yeah. Because Selen hopefully by this month I'm just pay coming. And so Selen blow this year na ben fala using for wakalo early next year. Time new budget I'm no ready yet, but me fagarem Selen law and deploy here for kick-off law early next year. However, through other donor-funded projects also blow World Bank, okat continue for help doing replanting block at coconuts. So next year target blame block coconut, tell me for establishing additional new 1,000 hectares block coconut, and then around 300 hectares blow cocoa. That's the direct intervention from government through law ministry. In terms of value adding downstream processing, we do have data with them, Yumi. For so far, you may 4,000 metric ton of oil. And now coconut oil, you may export them as of Jan Kasema and the blow last month, October. For coconut oil, hem steady no matter production, unlike copra where there's a huge jump. Lohem.
Yes, just to follow up, I think again, observation belong to PS, we something where we normal, where this one, production go up normal as a reaction low price.
Right, yeah.
So again, I think this is a policy issue where you may not do them also, or how now for you may help them farmers play you may for. Or what the steady long or the production because commodity production I mean kind of fluctuate all the way. So to val area now, be like some what kind thing no government guarantee for you may help them farmers so that if you're in cocoa, you go ahead with them cocoa, you know. One day then you got that dive more, then you forget them no more. Price go up no more, you just thinking for brass. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Any reaction to that?
Yeah, thank you. We fully acknowledge the comments below. We take serious note of them. For us, what we are focusing on is just to provide the tools and equipments for dryers. Yeah. And we are working closely with a new program with them DFAT. Thank you so much DFAT. Imi kolem Los Solomon Islands Climate Resilient Agriculture Development Program, SICRAD in short. This one yana by imi build him several storage sheds, lo selected pots of coal blame lo every provinces for help for actors and buying centers blo okata private rural buyers blame lo province. And hopefully if we have those things and also having some price stability lo the program, then whereby me think him should not sit with MAL, should be with the Ministry of Commerce. So we'll discuss with Commerce and probably CBSI to help us with this, so that price be maintained. As long as price maintained, we believe. And also apart from price, me will have to continue strengthening na rehabilitation and replanting new plantations, because we are harvesting the sweat of our parents.
Yeah. Parents too, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, when you talk about the building some storage and also something same should do. I think last time in million go same minusawat na get do lahem. Mirem nomo sa man go dadarang nomo logizo hotel lan. Premier na Rosie Mogat from that time of darang day. There seems to be quite a bit of money, so maybe a little bit more of a collaborative effort. So we're using taxpayers' funds a bit more efficiently, and strategic locations too. The other is, of course, a long-term need. There's probably a very strong case for look a little bit more rationally at shipping. To get a number of barges, not just for cocoa and copra, but general agricultural produce. But who would own those and run them or not something is something you could probably look at a collaborative partnership with private sector shipping companies, perhaps. Something awesome to make sure there is economies of scale both ways. Production go up and good for it too. But it would require quite a bit of investment. But Stakalot friendly, especially PRC, expertise in these kinds of things, building barges and all that. If you ask him what I think about it, give him a good price a little bit. So something to think about. Yes, I hear your report, introductory comments. Below you must upload it all the way.
Right.
Yeah, good something that you do me. I still have question marks on you, of course, from your prior role. We haven't received the report long 23 RSTP yet. You must give him okay, complete na? Question mark me garem blue, but apart from that, everything you do me a good something, yeah. So you must upload it all the way. So please give us that report. Loside lo coconut na me like for ask about. Me go down along Selwyn College a few weekends ago. Rhinoceros bitules spoilem coconut go. As me down here, what's all we go Lambi. So when we're talking about how many hectares of coconut we have, or millions of trees we have, I'm wondering how much loss log trees now you may garem. How many trees now are no longer producing or not producing up to capacity because of rhinoceros beetle there. And what are we doing about, one, of course, dealing with the beetle itself, but then the replanting all trees here with perhaps a different, a more hybrid one.
Yes.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, PAC member. In terms of CRB, me fala still struggle with it. New Zealand government na am helping me for fighting this fala pest. Next year, you may get a little bit allocation there, but I may still not sufficient yet.
That fight, are we on top of it, or you may still go up against him yet?
We don't.
Minister blame last time and give up finish.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. We don't really have exact field data for that, but we still think that we can win the fight compared to the giant African snail.
Hey, yeah. African snail, no more now.
Giant African snail, you may give up blame now.
Hey.
Yeah. Also, for you, any concerted effort to fight against him, ministry have no longer do him. Only coconut rhinoceros beetle. Now we have a small scientific lab, Henderson facility, and we are using fungus and virus infected with the larva of that beetle, and then you may release him, and you can see with the help. But they have the workers, so he may quite effective GPOL. They're also using that same biocontrol approach. In terms of other provinces, I think a few islands, western province, Rassols, and certain parts below Guadalcanal, and parts below Malaita and Isabel, I believe. You may have cover Sierra B. But the reach out from ministry may very minimal. But this is one area that we are still talking to donor partners to help us strengthen, because we don't really have the technical capacity, especially for using biocontrol measures.
So it's number human resource now, you mean, rather than cash or
both human resource and financial resources.
How much would it be in terms of budgetary selling? How much do we need to allocate to have a really robust response to fight here?
From our rough educated estimate is at a year we need around 6 to 10 million Solomon dollars per annum.
CRBC level.
So what we are trying to do now is just to reduce when imi doim CRB control hem one fala mi fala focus lem lo belona. Me fa selecting belona because movement of people go there may not as heavy as other islands. And CP no regularly go except if you fly a plane. So we want to eradicate. Instead of control, eradication now. You target him lo Bellona and hopefully lo Renault. So we've just placed what extension officers just go start lo last month lo Tufala provinces blo ministry. And then hopefully with their presence lo there we can coordinate movement blo this one hemna lo CRB. In terms of buying centers, lo SEMA. Yeah, this one by me leave him SEMA na answer him SEMA under Ministry Block Commerce and Finance. Even Ministry of Agriculture no member of board blo SEMA, which is frustrating. We're supposed to be a board member in my view, but we are not. So we'll talk to Finance and Commerce on that. So I can't comment much on that.
You must get on that board. It's critical.
Lo shipping, mi fala actively negotiate with them at private ship owners blame, especially with indigenous ship owners blame. Some are on board, majority okay say yes, but they haven't actively participated with us because we only provide fuel subsidy. We pay for the full fuel for the whole trip, but that's performance based. You must come back with them list of copra and cocoa and timber blow you, and then give him come na invoice blow fuel where you use him blow trip here for ministry hemi pay. So we still have $1 million sitting in our account for that particular partnership because copra and cocoa by no holiday continue no school fee go ahead this time or still fundraising for Christmas and New Year yet, but then after New Year by continue for school fee too. Also apart from Kamlo Yufala.
So 1 million low account low ministry finish.
Yeah.
So you are able to pay quickly, yeah?
Yes. Hemna where okay private shipping company no mas happy them. They think that we'll have to raise the pay to finance.
Yeah.
And then so not really willing for come forward, but we have the money with us sitting there for regular shipping.
But you have a list of shipping companies?
Yes, yes. So we've already have roundtable discussion 3 times finished. With them at DST Blow Mifalna lead him that particular discussion and DS special.
The distribution along every region's low country. Yeah.
Yes.
You cannot concentrate normal on our region. Yes. Yeah. So what now thinking blow you lo this initiative that SEMA did him last time by motor ship here.
I see.
Yeah. So go to tribal ship here or Hey, you know, look at him. Yeah. Loranandi lo here.
Yes, Chairman.
Everyone, yes.
Really think that Semahem should actually invest heavily in shipping more than him go buy copra.
Me disagree lo you.
Yeah?
You know, like me.
Okay. So before receiving advice from you, but when during export blame high, shipping blo sema na. Okay, help
Yes,
out.
me agree lo you. Lo 2011, that was it.
Yeah, and then after that, after the advisors come and recommend for close him down, then you may struggle with them to CP plus the ethnic tension. Yeah, also so. But I think for government running ship, time me fell story with them about the shipping industry. Okay, they no really accept him that particular idea for Garem limited government run shipping.
So can you, is there, everything you tell him, here good, when you have the mind for it, you have persuaded us on this, in terms of you are seeing clearly where strategic gains could be had, different crops, believe me. What we don't get is for so many more hectares planted of coconut and this kind type coconut hybrid, we're going to get this much more production, and then of course this much more in terms of GDP contribution. If you were able to give that kind of data, you would make a really compelling case for increased low budgetary resources. We would be advocating for that. Yeah, same with him cocoa. And if you're saying cover hemi got him that potential, same with him cover also. So we're targeting specific number of hectares per year, funding for him, and then of course if it's processing, support for that, the rest of the supply chain to get it to market, issues, obviously for fiscal policy. If you're able to give that to us, that'd be great.
Yeah, thank you. We do have the data with us. I can't recall, but for cocoa, because high price so hem na mi garem lo brain blow me this time. For example, our target is 12,000 metric ton by 2028. We need a total of $130 million.
But why is it only 12,000 tons you're looking at? Why couldn't it be more?
We put a conservative estimate, so it's good no for fall bracket Thomas, for fall down come, but are you still intact it? So right now what we are doing is we are working closely with other private sector too and SINU for doing breed improvement program. So we've already repaired our PEQ, post-entry quarantine facility in Henderson after 20 years. We just repair back. So him work where whatever imported plants, he must come stay there for 2 3 months, treat him before he may certify him free of pest before him release. So we have our cocoa seedlings, they are ready for cloning. Early next year, 37 improved cocoa bud varieties from University of Reading by arrive come. Low country for him, do him cloning and then out graft him. So which means we have to take into consideration EU deforestation regulation when back come into effect July next year. And so we are not allowed to cut down any existing trees, including especially forest trees. So what we do now is
cocoa you cannot cut them down and
cocoa cannot plant him new one. So we can cut down the existing, keep the bottom and do the grafting. So the estimate why we may hit him 12,000 is we assume that one fala tree, 1 kilo dried cocoa bean no may produce him low 1 year. But in fact with the improved variety you can reach maximum of 6 kilos per tree. So and for 1 hectare 625 seedlings. And me like for Taliam Lawyer also too that we've been approached by Minister for Fisheries MP East Goro Canal for partner with him. If I am like 1 million cocoa seedlings, for me if I establish him for him, he's gonna pay for the necessary seedlings and the necessary house and all the materials. Him repair cruiser.
Guadalcanal.
Low behind normal law bus blotina river, yeah? Not low east Guadalcanal but low middle blow island. Yeah? And him already repair land cruiser blow me fall finish for help with the work. So he meet the cost, we provide the technical assistance.
I think you will still be doing clear failing law there. I think
he is
running the risk of.
He is. So me go
protocol one time if you're gonna do that.
Yes. So that means him cannot export law Europe now. Him have to export somewhere else. with that because you are correct, Chairman, because I'm backdated go 2020. Now, kata trees were supposed not for failure. If that particular area, tree hem lohem since 2020 and you cut them now, you are disqualified to export to European market. So that's for cocoa leader of opposition.
Currently, most of our exports in Golo.
Currently, hem golo Malaysia and some fala golo Europe too.
Alklo Malaysia.
Yes. So most of our cocoa and copra golo Malaysia and Indonesia for bulking bloketanoma. Not the first choice material na blame.
So if you may say we want to process it into chocolate powder or something like that, what would be minimum production blame to give the scale for that?
I don't really have that data, but that's the idea of bringing in those 37 improved varieties from UK is for us to do the processing here, make me controlling market blow that for niche market. Because we have two types of market blow cocoa. One is the bulk market and the boutique market. And our leaders, our boutique leaders have now KPSI and Kathliro. So we are also assisting them in one of our commercial program blow this year. We are helping Kathliro to build its chocolate factory, in Chinatown, and helping KPI side to buy the new chocolate butter making machine for export law Europe.
Okay. Yeah. No need, Judge.
Thank you, Chair. Tell me, look, law development budget, blue fella. I might be wrong, you correct me, please. Most of the work law there, but performed by the extension division, no more, because by him go out law provinces. Yeah, most of the activities law there, especially in the agriculture production and enhancement program, by me, more or less looked after by the extension services division. If you look at the budget, manpower blow hem no more a slight increase of three for the new staff. The workload there hem big. If you increase manpower by 3, salary decrease by a piece. You look at the brick. Salary hem decreased from 5 million to 4. So, me just like for reconciling, thought to blow me. Why now? I mean, all same.
Thank you. Let me allow my DSC for explaining. But from the figures that we have, our salary have increased by 1.6 million overall. And now recurrent. We have more than 100, I think 138 extension officers all throughout the country. And our problem is not the number of extension staff, it's the housing now. Big issue, Blomifala. So many of our extension officers stay in a lot of provincial capitals and very few substations. So next year, Mifala try for changing a little bit approach. We want our extension officers for rediscovery na approach before. No go sisilip malo motel and hotel and resort also. Look at bago sleep lo house block at farmers lo village na, because that used to be what we refer to as extension staffs. So hemna one fala approach. Second one is we will strengthen the farm-led extension service, farmer-led extension service by imi allow mo kat farmers blame na imi collaborate with them kata farmers with the farms to help deliver extension service blow ministry law kata provinces. Hemna approach by me doing law next year, although we have a limited budget, but DSC can elaborate further on the figure that esteemed member of PAC raising.
Thank you, PS. Thank you, Chair. Okay, as you can see in our break that it is decreased by I think just 1,000. Okay, as you may survey that the budget was prepared like on base October. So this figure by him go up back and then the vacant positions always stay under law Ministry of Public Service. And as you can also see in the brick, we have bid for extension. Mifala bid for, for new positions that Baham come in. And as soon as this position are filled, Baham, the budget law there, Baham go up as expected. And also why the decrease law here is due to some of our staff would go on retire, so have not picked up time what are doing budget here. So while Mifala doing the recruitment and filling up the position, but pick up back towards probably mid next year. Thank you so much.
Chair, me no accept any explanation here. A budget is a planning mechanism. Yeah? When you next year, you plan him, you correct now. Him or same. The point here is him or same. The extension him increase in terms of manpower by 4. Budget will him decrease from 5 million to 4. That one now the point where I see no reconciliatory.
Thank you, Chair. Actually, our budget submission, we put for an increase. And then what should actually have come out, this is what is in the break. So with that, it's beyond our capacity to provide you that. But actually, we will submit for increase here. And then time break have come out, we will look into decrease here. So we hope to have some problem throughout the year, but Mifala survey ask for increase in this one. But our budget for next year, Mifala bid for increased budget. Yeah? And then the final come out recommendation is hemna what you look here. Thank you.
Just to add, no, Chair, esteemed PAC member, overall budget Blomifal for next year compared to this year, hem barava reduced by 3.2 million. So this fella bid Blomifal na hem, I think hem shared lo other ministries.
My point here is, Chair and Special TPS, of the plans below me match him by him should match him with manpower and financial resources here. That's the point. Yeah? And you have all the right to argue and present your case. Also, eh? So time you say you may wait for next year. No any project will happen here. No any project will happen. We will wait. No anything will happen. Also, it might reduce your work program by 6 months na eh. Also, because when you ask for additional funds for salaries, for carbon bike o katong in the post this time, you need supplementary appropriation na eh. Then time him ready, him June, July now. Or same so. Hemi a case where him sabi delay waka or same. Yeah? So, but me not think him should all same. The people were on post, give him exact salary, him salary. In a project where you say reduce him the living. This is salary, entitlements now also. Yeah? So we get a true picture of what now I'm also. It's my observation of this.
Chair.
Yes, please, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like for today, me Chairman Blow House Committee, lebet touching tool too, but me interest lebet.
Tool, yeah.
Tools, yes. Increase a little bit of tools, yeah. It's one for by me CRM lot farmers or some yes. It's our that's why idea for ministry for the CRM lot farmers, the local farmers, me but me happy for it. I mean just like for some more tools blame me. I mean. CRM or lot farmers or buy me for one of that one. Thank you, Chairman.
Yes. Are there scope for budgetary support for tools to farmers and that sort of thing?
Yeah, thank you, Chairman, and thank you, esteemed PAC member. Yes, we do have allocation for tools. So there are two types of support, overall support that we targeting for next year. First one, we tools and equipment. So time we say equipment, okay, blow dryers, yeah, and other things also, and blow cocoa or integrated pest disease management. So tools by me share look at farmers through look at extension. Headquarters blame lo provinces. No good na everyone lo province kakam lo near all way. So we have extension officers in the province. Tools by him go through lo there. Second one, imigarem na subsidy program lo there under lo development estimator. That one for target team now. Okata new planting. Blow both cocoa and coconut, and also replanting. And you need cost blow mi fala for one fala. Instead for me fala give him oket selling up front, oket have to do him planting first.
Good one.
Ota planting 1 hectare, me fala give him oketa. So calculation blow me fala 1 fala 3 hem $25 nama. Hem na cost blame. So for cocoa 625 fala 3 na lo 1 hectare. You times him lo $25, hem around $15,000. Hem na that fala farmer by hem take him. As a reward for him planting na 1 hectare. Coconut, same too. It could be more than 25, but it's a subsidy. So him no meaning by me cover him every cost. At least it must sweat for him too. Also, so him not to follow type approach by medium next year, tools and subsidy.
Okay, Chair. Thank you, PS. Bar a nice program, PS. I think you guys are me ko complain all the way for. I don't know if we support what rural farmers blame here. And I think if you go down to our rural farmers, lot of constituencies blame here, by looking how farmers are, means how many hectares now you look how plant them in. Copra. So if that plan me go ahead, yes, but we're happy for good. And I think that's the way forward, yes. Ministry me take him that way. By you looking more what me try for talk about, yeah. Absolutely. By me hit him no more targets why me try for talk about. So Chairman, I really appreciate PS and the ministry for going that direction. Thank you, Chairman.
Chair.
Please, I think let's go around and then get some considered.
Chairman, finish it.
No, you wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chair, me
Ismail has said something. Okay, no new judge, please you.
Me agree with him. Member for East Malaya.
Secretary, I'm recording no this one.
Very good program no Ibra Garim. That is why in Garim Otak coconut this time. Subsidy program of the past now. Ini benefit lo hemi.
70s.
Yeah. After you leave him out subsidy, you no garim anything. Two types of activities lo pass now, you still garim coconut. One for that, or the traders, yeah, like Rasol. The other one is subsidy. Hem no more. And now we realize what now best for us, if we go back to him, me barawa happy to us now. Yeah? The other explanation me like in PS for game no is when you talk about farmer yeah, who yeah? I mean, villager lo home or a villager registered lo you so that you say him all the way no more farmer, yeah? Or who is a farmer?
Extension officer will register.
Yeah? No good. Him no farmer because him no registered. Or what is a qualification to you to be a farmer?
Thank you.
Thank you, very important.
Can you wait? We'll go around the committee. Say something? Okay. Yes, you respond to non-new judge.
Thank you so much, PAC member. Yes, mi fala operate lo tu fala we na one fala okata we registered. And one fella, even though him no registered, but at extension officers blame lo provinces, save verify that him true him plant him coconut. Him na or cocoa. Him na those ones where me assist him. So, for example, lo revolving fund ya now, little bit misconception la him. Okay, rural farmers think say okay by taking, but him focus lot bias no more. not ship operators na that one. So hem na complaint come up plan, but this fella new program na blow imilo rural farmers na hem na this fella subsidy and tools.
Villages now.
Yes. Was they lo rural ino lo honyarawan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, ni orang? On mana nating planting minting. Okay.
Chairman, for your indulgence, no, me like add also no ma. This one he me plea blow ministry. Me fella really like partner with them every 50 members of parliament. Hello, this fella coconut and cocoa, especially those where you stay lo or the constituencies lo provinces. If I'll trifle blohoniera, maybe lo bayan na if I come in, but
No, leave him no.
leave him, okay. Let me take him advice, recommendation blow PSC.
On him no street ya.
This is the fastest way we can increase export.
I'm still giving the space to the PS. New PS.
To give him-
What name dalam?
To give him assurance, no, PS.
Chairman.
Just
Order. Okay, me give him both out in Georgia this time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
PS. Let me now ask about coconut
Okay.
because me plant him coconut plantation.
Yeah.
Not like you, Vala. We ask about program no.
Yeah.
You got a development budget, 4 million for infrastructure program lo you and 4 million yeah, for residential and office buildings. Okay, new projects are ongoing.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that question, PSC member. That's why me fella reducing from 6 programs go to 2 programs no ma. So our idea is that through 2 programs will remain as programs as long as we continue with them. Project activities na ba we continue for changing every year based on garem timeline, start date and end time. So by we continue for replacing with project activities yeah. But the 2 programs remain. So in reference to question blow MP good MP blow South New Georgia and what it pare. Yes, those are new project activities na and hopefully we implement him next year. Nara iya kam hem change ma.
Thank you.
Chairman, Mrs. Chairman, by looking at your development budget, me just like for survey from you, seeing that the economy of this nation, will depend very much now on on agriculture, Mr. PS. How comfortable are you within this 40 million? You like me for recommend him an increase this budget, or you comfortable no more where has been given you? We'd like to know from you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. We want to help you
Yes.
to increase this allocation. Yeah.
Yes.
By the look of it, compared to other development budget below other lines of ministries, they have more than what you got in there. And some falaya, not even not productive no more.
Yeah.
But yet they have a bigger development budget than you. Since that this will shift now happen, what are thinking? Are you comfortable with this, or you want to ask more from this esteemed PAC members?
Yeah, thank you. I think we are totally torn apart from that particular question. I mean, no, really, how enough answer me? Fala bara like him to must increase, yeah. But at the same time, me fala also look lo capacity blow ministry, yeah? Like MP blow North New Georgia. I'm rightly pointing out the number of our officers law provinces, whether we have the capacity to implement that huge funding in one financial year no more. Also, so. However, my request, we have options that we must have consider if we can increase the budget. For example, why can't you recommend giving additional 200,000 per constituency? Coconut for Sidan Lomal. So 50 times 200,000, that's what, 10 million? Yes, additional 10 million. And that one, yeah, if a constituency say, okay, group communities also, group farmer also, should do him coconut, should do him cocoa, me fal facilitate him no more. Request below you fala. Also, I think additional request from me fala. On the other hand, me fala garem donor funded projects, where me fala taking for utilize them. For assisting ministry and especially farmers blame lo areas where imi garem gap lem like World Bank hemi operate lo Gora Canal, Malaita and Makira, and then IFAD or IFAD hem operate lo Isabel, West and Choiseul. And before me finish naman, if I ask chairman, mi fala no manage for including lo appropriation bill blo this year now. Okay, donor funded projects blo mi fala.
Yeah, we noticed that.
However, by me fala doing spending through advance warrant early next year, and by him coming as a supplementary, appropriating lo supplementary lo middle next year. We have big funds where hemi kakamin this time. We anticipate around 70 million SBD for World Bank for coming as of this month for the whole of next year, and another 24 million SBD under IFAD. Where should come in early next year. That's for those 6 provinces. And then we don't forget Temotu, you may not forget them Renbel, you may not forget them Central. This one come under new food security integrated project below FAO by him start law early next year. So we sign him finish financial agreement.
Well, sounds good. I mean, we need to help the PAs now.
Yes.
I think the whole idea is how do we come up with, the funding arrangement, within the budget. They'd be non-appropriated or appropriated. Let's come up with some suggestion. Because my understanding is that I've actually asked Prime Minister that, whenever, as soon as we put up the recommendation, him go back to cabinet, and then they can come back with a revised estimation. Or some adjustment to the estimate. So, any suggestion?
Yeah, Chair, thank you.
Malaita, please.
Yeah, thank you. Me want to go back to proposal of this idea belong PS, belong ministries, and me meaning ministries because agriculture and other productive sectors, all the other ministries,
yes,
for work with them constituencies.
That's right.
Me lo agriculture, me try to mas for work with them farmers, me lo kava, coconut, and cocoa, and other current association. Me like to help them, but at the level where we stop here, ogata no sabe collaborate together because ministry a little bit thin on the ground, and all the efforts blow me several times me go wasted no more.
That's right.
So this is an idea where PS, if you can take it up, make him maybe along with the constituency at the constituency level, where you find them your officers also work with them constituencies for work along. What the products we start law constituency level. In my case, copra, cocoa, and kava. We all like work together. Low side, low transportation and storage. Chairman, we want to work with them. Or get long fisheries too. Low side, low storage, low.
Oh, seaweed.
Seaweed, yeah.
Right.
What house here? No fit now. What house? So this is where we need work. The collaboration with them over the line ministries and constituencies, because we also are using funding where MRD give him Kamlo Mivala for him work together along him. And no more point where me like for.
Excellent. I mean that it will generate some kind of an understanding along the approach by me take him to have that partnership, between the constituency and the ministry, and then the funding arrangement is the most important one. Where will we lock it into this budget? So let's come up with some recommendation as to how we are going to lock in the budget, the budget provision that will go towards helping all the rural farmers here. Because this is very much inside law fiscal strategy. Close paragraph 6.19. I'm not me like for asking, but everyone to throw him out finish. So I'm now.
Chairman, also supplement what small malam.
Yes.
I think. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Si piapa im include him too lo fuel ya. Yeah.
Okay. If this budget can also go down to the provinces, yeah, this establishment of province, or can even go down to the ward committees, yeah. So if you miss including province law, this will a method where you will try to talk about them this time, yeah. No, my small mala, thank you.
Thank you. No, not CP, not small mala. It's a small Malaysian. No new jam like for yes. Have a go again, please. Can we come up with a solution so that we can move on? Yeah?
Me like raising this one, help me find a solution. When you talk about readiness, the people, the rural area, ready long time, another tide for ready now. Yeah? If me tell you, me like him, Kokoalo constituency, lo one for the area no more. It will be about 300 to 400 hectares. Land cleared, everything set, Congo plant. That is 200 to 300 hectares, low one for the area, no man. The acting director by me, sabi, sapote me come. Mutual low one place.
Okay.
Eucalyptus na, may takot. Fofala hill, you drive past, you see it. So, I'm full ready. And okata tied for ready now. Yeah? So, that is one, an area where you will need for look like. No, for you will get them by the motivation block people. Yeah? Motivation block people, no, immediate for bring him come back more. And the idea of subsidy is one of them. Idea of subsidy. So, when you look at that one, level of funding, like in a small level, yeah? That financial resources with human resource, must go together. And PS for record blow for you, lo committee, meet right come lo group blow you, but not in the ministry, lo province. People got one full of cattle field, grass, grow wild, and no inting lo him. People ask for ota kamasesim, no in petrol, ot no sabe kam. Tell me well no more, it is more than ready. If you like him cattle, go to place now. You send them go ship tomorrow, buy out no hunger, kaka ready finish lo inside the field. But that report never come to you. That is the deficiency law, ground level na So maybe those are the areas immediate for tidying up. The link between farmers and Uvalo headquarters, I'm a little bit weak. But I'm not metal. So if you may say this one, constituency blomisel moment, take him every Selenia. Yeah? People know. We will not talk about, just give me a little bit time, please. We will not talk about project, We will not talk about planting, Planting, also, plant na. And they can plant how many thousands a day. They can do it. Also. So, me really happy lo program you, and we must find one way where you sabi. Coordinate together, complement each other for making something work. Also, no, because if you do him this kind of paperwork all the way, start kasalin imi put him loya, buy him go lo piece paper and no my piece. Yeah, leave him the selling no go lo paper, put him go lo ground now. Yeah, put him go lo ground. Reports. Yeah. Then me ask him, me pala must assess him soil first time. Whether him good for cocoa or me say if every grass and trees have a grow, there cocoa have a grow him too. Yeah, no more. So you know, complicate them too much requirement. Make it easy so that it will move on now. Awesome. I think that's my
Thank you.
a little bit help. No?
Yeah.
Because me excited too much. No?
Okay, thank you. So, you develop more? Okay, yes. Malaita Fish. Yes.
I don't know, ma'am. Thank you very much, new judge here for. I think PS part where for officers who are out of work a lot down the ground anymore. When I'm not calling what extension officers here. Or what no more, if what carry them out, work closely no more with him what constituency officer. Then Bawatsa got a good record law. Every farmers here. So easily we could support them. I can remember way back at what time now me pay me what money. What farmers blame me before, like some subsidy, 2010 or 11 or something else. I think it work out very well. You look at how farmers have, how many hectares, you look at how it plant them. Even go into trees too, that time, I can remember, ministry pay more trees, planting more trees too. So, Mbara were good. So those are the programs there now. People harvest them level this time. Coconut like Kolikia Hemi Talem. So I think it's really good to go back, Chairman, Lord, that one, and work closely with him no more at offices here, or the constituency officer. Make him also help him with extension officer. So I think if we go that way, like what you tell him, things happen now. Thank you, Chairman. Yeah.
Just add on a little bit. No, because one idea, no, my Chair, a suggestion, no, ma. Maybe it is time to allocate officer all same, constituency all same. Officer all same, constituency all same. Making people talk direct now. Yeah? Then you too know who is responsible for not doing the job or not communicating. Let's put it one-to-one now. Yeah? If not enough law water provinces, one for law headquarter. At least you allocate him, someone for me, or liaise with him.
Sure.
Or same, eh? It will be better for having more water down on the ground, but Lumunda, no in one, yeah? No in one. So, maybe Logizo everyone? Me no sabi, but me looking for my name lawyer, but post Lumunda, but I'm not different place na, me sabi. So, I mean, some example naman. If you just identify, my suggestion for you, look law, how now by email. Okay. Link.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair.
So you develop Konai like for yeah, I'll give this to Kona law to develop Konai for
I am Kona blame
yeah, okay.
Okay. I think I'm looking at
all on the same line.
Total same wavelength no more, probably a little bit different pitches. But lo idea also where PSU talem collaboration blow ministry with them or the constituency but I'm very important to us law. You may work together. We have some resources. In my case, me garam resource blow MRD no ma. Me like for allocating resources lo agriculture. But issue me val garam now. Me see the oblo me man hem no agriculture no anyone lo me val sabe lo anything lo agriculture. We need technical advice. So minimal sem because planning lo something as about so terem cocoa everyone was no sabe lo anything lo cocoa but like lo cocoa now. Time mi vala kava.
Yeah.
Everyone kava now. Go find out also. Savala no sabe no more anything about plant here, but because of team selling loem, go ahead no more, and then not give up. That one him para was pour him water on tablo fire. So you may need him advice, technical advice lo kainia. Here make him. You mean man where you fisherman now and also you know when it goes and go cover more than if you live in also ice blue and also me tell him also because me vala also lo planted places and me people also go follow one for something, then I'm going to leave him no more. And also, remember time we will first go lo see with there. Man lo boost him also emptying for take him, yeah. So I got ask him when now you go plant him. So I ask something else, I grow lo river no more. Funny one, yeah. Chairman, but you look him selling lo him, so maybe any water no more, so plant him lo him. You may need him technical advice lo him. Even lo tools, because at one time, we will go ahead disperse him selling and pay him tool and awesome. But go man go find him on some knife where we will pay him, yeah. Him knows how kakate minting no more, yeah. Or got something awesome. Or got man pay him tool, but you know, blow wakalo go and blow wakalo yam, yeah. Because or got him different idea, or got something else. So this is where we need your technical people on the ground for helping me with technical advice. But the other thing is make him maximize him resources blow you, blow me for achieving one for something also like if marketing no problem, you help him for okay, you may need him trake or you may need him wolf or you may need him what here, kind of same, yeah. And if tools is the issue, make him you will help him. Okay, you will a tool here. Or if you will not plant yet, make him also. That one now eating him. Then resources at the constituency level, we can assist in terms of budgeting for the activities, yeah, or the different plan or the products and also. But all the people below you, meaning like agriculture, fisheries. What's the low level where we also have a talk with them, but not by good. Make them, everyone go work towards same something normal. That one normal we want for impressing law committee, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Very good points from committee members, and I know that PAC you have taken note of that. Let's come to some kind of an understanding how we are going to feature this in this budget. Is it something that, Baba, you may come up with some kind of an additional budgetary support, or we can utilize the existing provision of HMLO there, and then maybe you come up with some better clarity, the way that it will be described in there, that this is how it's going to, the approach you're going to take. To have that collaboration between all the rural farmers in each constituency. One time, I think what came out very clearly here, the appointments block extension officers here. Me must tell them extension officers here before law rend over when time is small come in. Go money come in the parliament too. One, I'm not in face, member belong. West Korea. When tahu belum itu ye, Stephen Tonafele. He was our extension officer lo there. Una one wala belong temo tu ya. Ada bantropa. Other extension officers lo time ye, Moshem. They were posted to the provinces and we were dishing out the subsidy. Mingarem plantation blomi out of that subsidy. You go Lorendova or coconut blomi lo there. Or there na or nogarem.
Officers too,
yeah. You go and home by you about talem, cannot blow Lilo Nandison about talem. I know more. You know, so, yeah, I think that demands an increased appointment law extension officers. I think you need to put up a bid again for extension officers. I think there is a need for extension officers to work with other constituencies, rural farmers, other constituencies, so that we can roll out that program. The budget where you come up one time, yeah, you will agree 200,000 longo, yeah, wow. Yeah. So the question is that will that come out from other constituency allocation here, or will it be a new additional provision? yeah, from donors maybe, where you may put him straight into the appropriation. So no leave him outside, no longer non-appropriated, yeah.
Mr. Chairman.
And I think,
Regarding the extension officers, as Mokami mentioned before, if we are to come up with that idea to revive extension services more, I would rather
you pull him come.
like for looking if like before you only see extension officers law with farms where sometimes owned by the government, where other putum or the livestock lohem or some of the research centers lohem hem no ba imisave looking most law get extension farmers or to give him for the stay normal or the provinces. Now I would recommend if we are to take that on board, I think and better for its constituency should be assigned with an extension officer, so that him barava work closely with him or get constituency officers and other constituency farmers now, and that is
Sure.
sorry for
That's all right.
thank you very much.
So we'll leave that to the ministry. They can work out how Nababa, they can make use of the human resource in the space too. So of course, you could apply for position too, yeah. And if the positions are not given this year or for next year, yeah, then you will obviously, that will be the constraint that you will have to, yeah. So let's work on that. Immediately, I think we have identified that shipping has to be
Transportation.
has to be made provision has to be made available for each region or country, and it would be good. Yes, please. Yeah.
Thank you, Chairman. Maybe two fala. One is coffee. Looking any little bit
For other crops.
yeah, for coffee. Next one was where we got a consent to law what the farmers who are growing betel nut. Ministry and because maybe this time if you go around, I think one of the crops were having go high winning cocoa and copra too. Most of the people end their living on betel nuts. So what now? Thinking Blue Ministry.
Okay. So let me wrap up no more long copra and cocoa. Yeah? Shipping is one, storage of course. So you think about that, and then let's settle that issue of copra and cocoa, and then we'll come up with all the other issues here. Yeah, crops here. Wow. Please.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. First of all, let me start with coffee. Yes, coffee, me fala no specifically mention him here, but it is one of the growing market in the world. The commodity price for coffee go up. You will see there is a subheading there for assisting with the farm associations and other groupings, believe me. So coffee and those will come under that particular one. For example, imi assisting with some smallholder value adding entrepreneurs, blame me too, including what the youths blame in agribusiness. All of that by him fall lawyer. So recently, me assign him to 3 MOU with him churches, church groups, and funding by him support him through that particular program. In terms of betel nut, we really think that our betel nut farmers are already experts in that area. Yeah, and they're very comfortable with where they are. Nogutimi go kosim rawama if he may go in law space unless maybe him to do with them export, because India and Taiwan and China also buy a lot of betel nut. Me lo China last year, there is a province called Hainan, the southernmost province, island province, Plo China. Every morning me fall breakfast with them bill nut, fruit bill nut and flower blow bill nut, o kata dip him inside na lo chicken soup. And when you travel along the road, imi Solomon Islands no kosaplo size blo bitol nat plantations oket karem. Left right highway am lo there. So hem na that thank you chairman mi fala take note lo ota challenges of where barriers where imi garem or let's say opportunities where imi garem where hem na imi shipping and okay shades and also get dryers, tools and a little bit selling too for helping out people buy and maybe last time im to follow discuss him balance of payment support. I think for that fella price stability. So I'm not some fella areas. Me like for acknowledge him what every suggestions blival and me really thank him to MP Blow North New Georgia. He make him heart blow me was some fella cry. Time we talk about him. Rural farmers, they're always ready. I agree with that. You mean a failure mother. And it's time that you pull them up socks for system. And one way, if I suggest him finish, is immediate for come up with them MOU, about 50 constituencies. Where him spell him out what its responsibilities blame me, and the level of resources where constituency and ministries have provide him for him expand now look at efforts blame me law export sector and food security blame me law our country. Because under the new CDF Act, you fella already got an authority for setting up those entities. Also, so we are looking forward to. We'll work on a draft for the MOU, and we'll share with select MPs or leaders where interest for piloting that fella MOU for partnership. Blame me. As you and refer them. The second one and final one, me like for raising no more in terms of we already have existing agency agreement with some of our provinces. For example, Western Province, this fella second batch blow revolving fund, me for pay directly lo account blow province and hemi go through my law provincial assembly block at him appropriated the second time. Provincial level. So that particular selling hemi spent through that fella channel and PCDF reporting and so forth, WDC, everyone hemi captured under that one. So I think these are the two-pronged approach we can do. One is have with province and second is have with constituencies, going forward. And I believe our target we should achieve him in 2 years over now. Good. With that, we really thank you for the strong support of our Somlo ministry. And if we can't request for additional, we can probably work within the existing resources that we have. Example, Mifala 100,000 each for its constituency. Small Malaita Hemisave 200,000 also.
Something like that.
Low CDF blame kind of example. Imi piloting. Thank you.
Just another thing, no more. You mentioned something that we've discussed last time about the possibility of using the sector, in the medium term, short and medium term, as the platform for me to draw now support the balance of payment, capital funding from or the other donors and so forth. What's the possibility, lo? DBSI seems to be everyone no attracted lo him. Why can't we come back with a technology like agriculture bank or something or same, something that or rural agriculture bank, something that other donors, even all the IFIs and others, in some ways, we can really it can be something that by triggering mind blow to exploring other ways of rural financing. So you think about that option too. DBSI or go everyone go back or say DBSI no may come back here. Maybe you can just something that I'm devoted to agriculture no more. I think we can be a new platform inside the Pacific region to be able to draw in something that I'm more committed towards the agriculture sector. I think that's the way to go. And it will make a lot of difference here. Papua New Guinea has a different, financing arrangement. Whatever problem that the Garem can be characterized in a different ways. Loyomi am quite different. So think about it in that way too. Yeah, I think that's something good for you, everyone. Yeah. Any other last points no more for Ivala for regime? I think we should allow this group to go and then Ival Navna. Yeah. So that on coffee, I think we have covered a little bit on that. They will come in a different modality, but definitely order in chat there. So we don't let put him come. That one here, you miss a level, you are no more in the deal one then. That's what it is done elsewhere too.
Yeah, people not them drunk.
Yeah, yeah. Your team, please, we are quite encouraged that with what now him featured in child of fiscal strategy, we can have some hope for next year. Some of them, yeah. So work out something good for Yumi. If there is any space within this very short period of time and some adjustment, recommend so. And because we will put out a report sometimes next week, so that him go back to cabinet, and where we feel that there need to be some agency to make those changes, we will recommend to cabinet. And then by the come back, they can come back with changes. They can come back with changes. Otherwise, we take your word that very enterprising and innovative ideas that your team have. Find a way for Yumi to bring value to this collaboration we have with our rural farmers within the constituency. I think that's sufficient for this hearing. Thank you, and have a great day. Thank you. Thank you.